What is going on, YouTube? Savage here. In today's video, we're going to be going over and analyzing a viewer submitted gameplay. I've been kind of lacking on the viewer submissions, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna start bringing that back into the rotation. But before we get into the video, if you have not already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, join the wolf pack today. Also leave a like on the video. Let's get this video to 1,200 likes. And as always, if you guys are looking for teammates to play with, make sure you join our Discord community and utilize the looking for groups pages to your advantage and hopefully come out with some wins. But again, this is a viewer submission, so please guys, be nice. You guys are ruthless as hell and I kind of like it. Let's be nice in the viewer submissions. All right, let's leave the trolling for the randos that we spectate. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the video. All right, but here we have my dude Fierce, who is flying in and going right for a scavenger objective. Now I'm gonna try my hardest not to pause the video as much as I usually do and kind of just let the gameplay happen and talk in between the downtime. Yeah, I know I'm starting off the pause, get off me. But disclaimer, this is a console recording, so the quality will be a little bit less than our random spectating series, and that's fine. We can still learn some things, we can still troll a little bit, as well as it, I mean, it's not completely terrible, so we can definitely enjoy this for sure. What is that music? Dude, I haven't had music on in this game ever. I didn't even know it was a thing. All right, so in a position like this, you get Savage. You just said you were gonna stop pausing the video. I lasted 5 seconds. It's a habit. All right, so position like that, you get pushed close quarter, you need to put away your sniper and rely on your pistol gameplay. That dude missed a couple shots. You would have had ample amount of opportunity to switch to your pistol and get some headshots on that man. Whenever you're landing in at the start of the match, you want to rely on the pistol as much as possible. I wouldn't even have picked up the sniper rifle. When I first land in, I'm going to pick up an SMG, an AR, or use my pistol. Sniper rifles are not good for early game. Most people are going to be running around close quarter combat, and you're going to have a very hard time whipping that AX-50 in a close quarter situation for sure, no matter how good you are at sniping. So that right there, first thing I would say is just should use your pistol. For sure, brother. All right, so here we are landing in, trying to find another objective to go to. All right, so if you want a safer objective, I probably would have gone to the one on the other side of the street that we were initially going to mark, that we were looking at, the one that's behind us. If you land at this one, it's going to be a little bit hotter. And I'm all for aggression, so if you want to play fast paced, come here for sure, get the scavengers and get some kills as you're going. But if you're wanting a more passive one, you kind of want to go for the scavengers on the outskirts. All right, but here we are trying to find a gun. I don't mind him coming this way just to see if that box had a quick weapon in it. It didn't. So instead of sitting here looting, trying to find a weapon, I would just make my way to the scavenger and get whatever gun it gives me in the box. So it's going to be better than this. We do have a sniper glare staring at us. He saw it, and we're diving away, hopefully relocating and going to the scavenger on a different angle. And the reason why I said he should go to the scavenger objective and just open that box as opposed to these boxes is because it's going to give you a better weapon. The scavenger objectives usually give you some pretty good shit. Not the best thing in the world, but it's definitely better in weapons like this. And also, because you're in Boneyard, I definitely would highly recommend going ahead and get this stuff taken care of so you can get your money, get your loadout, maybe get a UAV up, and start clearing this place out. And again, that sniper knows we're here. I don't like the fact we're coming this angle at all. I would have gone in through the right-hand window. Oh, God, but that's okay. All right, so you slow open the door. I don't ever really recommend slow opening doors, especially when it's kind of a hot area or the beginning of the game. Mostly because if you don't know that there's an enemy in there, don't slow open a door. Don't slow peek it. Just bust in through it, because you're going to have enemies around us, especially since it's Boneyard. You're going to have enemies around us, maybe on the rooftops, maybe on the ground level, that may shoot us in the back of the head as we're trying to peek through the door. So I would have just blew in there and gotten that thing taken care of. And again, I know there's an enemy here. I actually don't know if he saw that enemy or not. Yep, we hear him now. All right, so this right here is something you don't want to do. Either A, bust in that door and kill that son of a bitch, or B, go on the next rooftop and get ready to shoot him. I would probably go to that rooftop. I don't really feel too comfortable challenging the enemy going up the staircase. Now, the audio messed up. The audio messed up, and that's why he shot. I heard it as well. He was going up the staircase, and instead of it sounding like he was above you, for whatever reason, it sounded like he was on the same floor as you. That was very weird. So I definitely understand the pre-fire on that one. Unfortunately, you just kind of got screwed, and it even still sounds like he's actually around us. So I'm not really going to harp on Fierce Taco with this gameplay right here, mostly because the audio did throw an audible. However, no matter what happens, this is not how you want to approach a fight. I'd feel way more comfortable with you slide canceling in a doorway and kind of peeking and going as fast as possible, because all we're doing now is with this slow peeking is we're allowing the enemy to maybe out rotate us and shoot us in the back. We have another enemy coming in. Now that the enemy on top of the roof is in combat, this is definitely the opportunity you want to do, to go up there and push the enemy, which is strange because I don't think that was the guy that was just shooting. So there may be a whole other enemy above us. pretty sure Fierce Taco's aware as well because we heard it. Yep, there it is. Oh. He probably jumped off. No, he didn't. All right, one thing the enemy could have done was jumped off the roof and then re-rotated under us to really just kind of confuse us, because if he jumps off the roof, most players will kind of just start scanning around the rooftop, looking around, and meanwhile, while they're distracted, you come up the staircase and shoot us in the back of the head. So that's one tactic you can do to outmaneuver and out-rotate an enemy that's camping in a building. Now, there's also still another enemy here. So we had the guy that was on the second floor just sitting there camping like a bitch. Then we had the guy on the rooftop who was actually shooting at somebody else coming in from the gulag. So we know there's one more enemy here. We're just not exactly sure where he's at. He could be out-rotating us. He could have come up from under us, and he could be on the rooftop right now. I'm not sure. But again, time is of the essence. We almost have our scavengers completed. So I definitely would go ahead, go out here like a badass and try to make my way to this next scavenger. But be aware that there is an enemy here, and he's probably going to be camping like a little bitch. All right, so I want to rerun the video to kind of bring observation into the picture. So to me, I think the enemy's in this room. I think he's in there, and the reason why is because this door was open, so somebody was clearly here at some point, probably recent. This door is open and this one's closed, and most of the time, especially in the lower tier lobbies, what happens when people get scared? They go into a room and they close the door, mostly to hide. But to me, this is a red flag. Why would this door be closed and this one be open? If someone just came in here to loot, all the doors would be open. For some reason, this one's closed. So this is exactly where I think the guy's at. Now you can go in there and blaze him down. I'd probably check that room first. But we're gonna go ahead and grab some more money. I don't feel confident with this LMG in my hand. I would definitely check that room though. Again, when you're looting buildings or you're chasing down enemies, you want to kind of look for things like that. Open doors versus closed doors, broken windows versus intact windows, and things like that. We actually have another enemy coming in as well.
Enemy UAV overhead.
All right, so if another enemy is coming in from the gulag and you hear that alert, get to a rooftop and see if you can spot him, because he's probably going to land back on his shit, or come for a vengeance kill. Now, also, there was an enemy UAV that was called in nearby. Pull up your main map and kind of look for where the nearest buy station is, because that can kind of give you an indication on where a player is most likely at. So we have to move over there to get our flag objective anyway, and there's going to be an enemy over here. I still don't like the fact that we didn't really clear that building behind us, and now we're kind of turning our back to it. Again, if it was a, I don't want to say aggressive player because he's camped up, but if it was an aggressive player and he was on the rooftop, he would just shoot you in the back as you were leaving the area. So if you think there's an enemy nearby, trust your gut, trust your instinct, and make sure you clear the area before you end up running away from it. Also, one thing you want to try to keep in mind is keep your body moving as fast as possible, right? Every time you sit by a wall and you kind of slow peek and then go out, it gives the enemy an opportunity to shoot you in the back. And again, because time to kill is so fierce, you want to try to make it harder for the enemy to shoot you at any given time. I do respect the fact that you at least checked around the corners for sure, but you can also scan the area while keeping your body moving. Now, again, we hear an enemy in here. Feel confident with your gunplay. Feel confident with your ability to outshoot the enemy and just blow in through the door. Sorry, my makeshift lighting just fell. All right, but we know there's an enemy here. So the problem that I have with this right here is that if he's above us, all he's got to do is look down and shoot us in the head, right? Remember, other enemies, other players are moving fast and they're slide canceling, bunny hopping around the corners, and it's slow moving like this is what makes you a vulnerable target. You've got to speed up your movement. I know it's overwhelming. I know it's scary because you feel like you're just going to run out in the open and get shot, and you're going to do that a lot. You're going to die because you move too much a lot, but it's going to take practice for you to develop the ability to have quick reflexes, be able to spot things really fast. Because if you would have blown through the door, slide canceled, and then turned up and looked at the staircase, you probably could have saw the enemy and shot him in the face. Not to mention, making noise will kind of get the enemy moving as well, because if he doesn't hear anything, he's not going to move. He's just going to be sitting up. But the moment he hears something bust through the door or hears an enemy, he might peek and try to shoot you, and that'll instigate the fight. And again, time is of the essence. You want to get these fights won. Not to mention, you have a flag objective sitting right next to you that I would like for you to start getting. So I would definitely encourage you to speed up your gameplay a little bit and try to be a little bit more aggressive in getting fights. If you see an enemy or you hear an enemy, by all means, push through that shit and blow him away. And again, because the door being closed, I think the enemy is there. I really do. Why would an enemy come in this building to loot if he's not going to check every room? All right, we have another enemy right here. I don't know if it's the same guy or not. I'm going to assume not. The scary part is we're going to be shooting at this guy, and if the guy is camping on the top floor where we didn't clear, he could blow out the door and shoot us in the head. I don't understand why the enemy was in here and never looted it. That's what's kind of crazy to me. But again, pay attention to things like that. you always want to clear an entire building, especially if you're about to do a recon or sit in it for a little bit. Because if you're sitting here distracted on loot, and again, he comes into the door, you're an easy target and you're getting shot in the back of the head. And the weird part, there he is right there. The weird part is, as far as the enemy's concerned, he should have pushed you. If you guys see a yellow beam going to the heavens, it's probably because someone's doing a recon objective, and utilize that as an opportunity to go ahead and push in and try to fight the enemy. That player right there should never have allowed us to get that recon without at least trying to contest us. Here we have a guy on a vehicle. Again, he should see us running in the open, but for whatever reason, he's just not even worried about it. He's not trying to contest us at all. He just drives off. And that just comes down to paying attention. He may not have seen us, but again, if he was just at least scanning from side to side, he should have seen us because we were in the open. All right, here we are going for, I would assume, the bounty objective that's up here, which is a great play. You also have enough money to get your loadout, and or you could take this vehicle, drive to this free loadout that's over here, get that, and then utilize your money to buy UAVs and hunt people down. Again, I take that vehicle, get to my loadout, get the free loadout, and then maybe drive to a buy station and start racking up. I do understand we have a bounty, and that's fine. That's awesome. I'm glad to see you hunt down the bounties. But again, you have 2.5 minutes left. I would again go get my shit and then come and hunt them down, because you would have a lot of time to be able to do it all and still come back and kill this guy. All right, and especially because he's in combat right now, don't play with so much fear. Because if people are really holding these buildings and really holding these staircases, even you slow walking up, you're going to be an easy target. I've actually got we got like 3 enemies here. I think there's another one because I heard someone getting shot before that guy rounded the corner. There may be another 2 people here. I didn't see it in the kill feed and anyone else die. So we have the bounty above us for sure, right? And I get that we're plating. When you're plating, you want to keep your body moving. I would be wrapping around the building, going inside as I'm plating, whatever. You want to keep your body moving because, again, if you're sitting next to a wall plating up, what's it allow the other enemies that are around you to do? Tapping the back of the head if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. And this game really involves a lot of wrong place, wrong time. Now, going up the staircase, make sure when you go up, you're turning with the staircase. I don't mind that either, pre-looking it, but he's on the left-hand side. Hey, he might be on the right. I don't know. And again, we're moving a little too slow. We have a Big Bertha coming up to us, so this could be a potential third party. And again, that's another reason why I want to get your fights won as fast as possible, because the longer the fights take, people are going to start hunting down what they hear. I don't mind you using the concussions, but again, I would play a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more fast-paced. All we did was kind of allow the enemy to know that we were here. He probably knew we were here anyway, but if you hit people fast and quickly, you're going to hit them by surprise. If you, again, move slow, you're going to give them an opportunity to kind of think about what they want to do and how they're going to outplay the situation. If you hit them quick, they're not going to have any time to think at all. So again, I definitely would utilize speed and momentum to my advantage. And here the enemy comes and walk here on the corner. And again, the enemy's concerned, dude. If I were the enemy, jump out of that window and then rotate on the bottom floor and come up and shoot us in the back of the head. But now we're sitting on $30,000, bro. 30 grand. We need to get safe, and we need to get to that buy station. We are safe, but again, we need to get that buy station. And we have a vehicle behind us. I'd probably just hop in the vehicle and drive to the buy station. But I will say, I do like the fact that you're at least scanning the area. You're not just tunnel vision on where you need to go. You're looking around. You're keeping your eyes open. You're trying to see if anybody's hiding in the shadows, if anybody's coming up to you. So I do respect that for sure. The first thing I do is buy a UAV, pop that bitch instantly. Exactly. A lot of players get in this habit of buying the UAV and staying in the buy menu and then buying the gas mask, buying plates, and they don't really have a UAV going, so they don't know if anyone's around them or not. But again, because of ghosts, I wouldn't be too tunneled on the fact that this place is clear. I'd still be a little concerned, and I would still clear the building out for sure, especially if I'm going to get my loadout. All right, so now let's talk about this ending. Let's talk about where the circle's going to go to, because this is going to be an ending that's going to be actually pretty interesting. It looks like it's moving to the north, somewhere around the damn military base area, which means you're going to have to pass up airport. And as you guys know, airport's a massive, massive spot to get caught up in the open. So I definitely don't mind you playing aggressive and hunting down pings, but I really wouldn't focus on pings that are around the airport area, because again, if you get caught up in airport, even though it's safe right now, if you get caught up there fighting, guess what? You're gonna have to eventually move across that open ass airfields and then run the risk of getting shot from other people that are watching the airfield. So in this position, I would just bypass this entire place, get in a vehicle and drive to the north hand side of the map. If you want to utilize this UAV to hunt people down, you still can. You've got 2 minutes before the circle moves in, so you have plenty of time. But I would go get this guy. I would go hunt this guy down because he's going to be moving in as well. And since you're closer to the zone, he's technically going to come to you, so you can catch him in the open as well. So I would definitely go for him and or at least get position. I don't like the fact that it looks like we're going to airport. It's, again, may work out. That's just my preference. If the edge of the circle is ever on airport, I'm always just going to skip this bitch for sure, because you have the mindset to go in and fight one guy and then rotate, which is a great plan. It can work out, but usually in airport, what happens? You fight an enemy, you kill him, you fight another one, you kill him, more people come to you, kill him, and then you end up in this place 4 or 5 kills later, 4 or 5 minutes later. Next thing you know, you have 30 seconds till the circle moves in and you're right on the edge, and now there's no vehicles, no way to cross safely, and you've got to walk in across an open field. But we're going to the rooftop, which is probably where the guy's camping at, to be honest. This is very dangerous. The zip lines get me paranoid as hell, I'm not gonna lie. There he is, sitting on top. Easy headshot right here. He's not even moving. Don't do this. You want to keep moving. You want to keep the enemy confused, especially if you have a big ass rooftop like this. Pop up, look. If you don't see anybody, move around, pop up, look somewhere else, and just keep moving. Don't just stand in one spot, because you're gonna get shot in the face for sure. It's not gonna take long for an enemy team that's out here to see you. Not to mention, when you have zip lines going up to the rooftop that you decided to camp on like a little bitch, guess what's gonna happen? Someone's eventually gonna come up there and shoot you in the back of the head. So I don't like this at all. He's literally not even moving. Look at this. Are we trolling him? I think we're trolling him. Easy kill. GG. GG. Keep your body moving for that reason right there. You want to be kind of like you're cracked out all the time. You want to always just be gassed, going side to side, and maintaining movement, because the last thing you want to do is give someone the opportunity to get the easiest headshot of your life. All right, but we did come up here. We did kill the guy we initially pinged. And again, now would be a time that I would be focused on rotation. There's a lot of people here. You could decide to fight if you wanted, but it makes me uncomfortable. So me as a player, I would be rotating right now, because the gas will be closed in a minute, and our window of opportunity will be closing as well. Great snipe, great shot. Carnage is an amazing weapon. Definitely recommend it. When going for executes, always be patient with your shot. Remember, you want to line up that headshot. That way they don't get the res off. If you start panicking when they're down, and they're self-resing, you're going to miss your shots most of the time. So just breathe, line up that perfect shot, and get that execution, especially if no one's shooting at you. But even just like we said with the enemy, make sure your body's moving. We've been on this ledge a little too long as well. All right, there we go. You jump off and rotate outward. Now, we do have a UAV we could pop now, and this is exactly what I would do. I would still, again, rotate the hell out of here. But it looks like we're going to be staying, but still, that UAV could come in clutch as hell. And because we did pop our parachute, anybody that's in this area will now know that we're here if they're using headphones at all. There's an enemy right there. Holy shit. I don't know what gun he was using. He tried to snipe you. Wow. Stop using snipers in close quarter combat, man. He had an LMG he could have blown you away with, but for some reason, he was just super hyper focused on trying to snipe you. This is the second game we've spectated where people are trying to snipe close range. I get sniping's fun. I love sniping. It's my favorite thing to do. But there's a time and a place for it, and that's just not the time nor the place. So this is a position I was scared of. Now, now we're having to clear our back, and we know there's other enemies here, and then we're going to have to not only fight these guys, but then we're going to have to rotate across the open airfields, where tower is separating us from safety. Fortunately for us, there is a tunnel nearby. We could jump down and kind of safely get to the next spot, kind of. And that would probably be your best bet. But it just depends on the luck of the draw of where enemies are at. We may get lucky. There may be nobody else here. There may be nobody in tower. But still, the strategy still stands true. I would have pre-rotated the circle minutes ago, for sure. But I do like the fact that he knows he can't cross that open airfield. So instead of crossing the open airfield and just making a beeline for the next zone, he's utilizing the edge of the circle to rotate in, using the bridge, using rocks, using these buildings to have a little bit more cover. So even though he overstayed his welcome, he did throw a good audible in and rotate correctly. Don't push across an open field if you don't have to. Look at this dude. Great utilization of the UAV for sure. Now, in that fight, when he's crossing over, I probably would have used the AR, because that would have beamed him for sure. We also have another enemy behind us. We need to go ahead and pay attention to the minimap and knock this guy off to our right. Good shit. We spotted him. And again, line up the nose of your character with the dot to find out exactly where he's at. We have a beautiful ledge. We need to be taking this opportunity to blow this kid's head off for sure. All right, we got plenty of money buying a UAV, buying another one after we get that one in the air. Now let's talk about the mini map of where enemies are placed at. So again, I would kill this kid first and foremost, for every reason there is. But after you kill him, we got 3 targets right here that are lined up, and this is going to be a clustered area where you can get a lot of kills if they don't kill each other off first. The only problem you're going to have is this guy's probably going to try to have a field day sniping at you. The reason you don't want to let this guy live is if you do decide to move this into zone first and gatekeep him, you're going to be in a fight with one of these two guys, and then this guy could be a potential third party on you or a fourth party and make your job a lot harder. So again, catch him while he's in the open, take him out, and then maybe even bounce over to this area because this is going to be more clustered with kills. However, talking about positioning, this is where you got to decide what's more important, chasing down kills or getting position, because this guy's got the right idea. You want to get this hilltop. Why? Well, it's the center of the circle. It's the high ground. This is going to get pushed up. This is going to get pushed up. And then it's going to be a damn ending for sure. The chance of it finishing down here is less than 5%. There ain't no way in hell. So if I was this guy, again, I would take this guy out and then I would rotate up here, kill this guy, hopefully get position. And then you can have a field day shooting these guys or just watch them kill themselves off, whatever the case is. But in this position here with this circle, the reason why I said it was interesting earlier is because I knew damn well it was going to come down to positioning. But we're going to go ahead and leave the guy alone behind us and focus on getting position. I still would have got that kill, but that's fine. It's all decision making. As long as we win the game, that's all that matters. We're sitting on 10 kills, so you don't want to rush it for sure. You don't want to put yourself in a bad position and lose out on a double-digit kill game. And we still have the potential to drop a 20 bomb. So again, we do have 5 kills over there. If you wanted to chase them down, that's an easy 5. But again, because of positioning, I think this is the better play for sure. And remember, there is a way up this hill using these little beams right here and then jumping on the beam, on the bridge, and then up the hill. All right, so new safe zone is coming. Again, I would definitely do this little bunny hop, come over here, get up the hill, and get on the high ground. But it is a difficult bunny hop. It takes a lot of practice. Most players can't do it. So at this point, we're going to have to go through the tunnel because I'm assuming he's not going to be doing that because the zone is so close to coming in on us. We do have an enemy in front of us on the right side of the bridge, whipping out the sniper rifle. Hopefully we do, and take shots. Now, when you're sniping, you want to step to cover as you're chambering the next round. I love that. We get the hit. Hopefully get another hit, but we don't. So now, wait, is someone bailing on us right now? Someone sure as hell is, bro. Just landed on our right-hand side. Easy beams, brother. All right, but it looks like he's actually going to try it. And again, it's a very difficult jump. This man might make it look easy. Oh, that's usually what happens. This is definitely the play, though. You want to kind of get it. So the trick to it is, and I'll rewind the video so I can show you. Instead of trying to vault on top from the side, because normally you're going to go over, come at it from the front. So the way to do it is just vault right here, get on top, and then you kind of run and then side jump and then do the same thing, run and side jump onto the mountain. Again, it takes some practice, it takes some getting used to, but once you start practicing it, you'll get it in no time. But now we got to go through the bridge for sure, right? For sure. And this guy's probably going to be waiting for us. I would definitely imagine. We do have another UAV, which we could utilize, which I definitely would recommend utilizing for sure, because this guy, again, is going to be gatekeeping the shit out of us. Right now, there's really no strategy. We're crossing in the open. It is what it is. We just got to make the best of it and hopefully get kills if we can. Fire station will most likely have a person in it because that's where people like to camp. And again, we're trying to predict where players at is just a fact of memorization as far as where you always run into people. I don't know where the hell. He must have just been laying prone. All right, but I love the fact that Fierce, when he came through the bridge, instead of just running down the street in the open, waiting for someone to shoot him, he instantly dove on the left side of this using these barricades as cover. Great tactic, brother. Now, everyone to our right-hand side, if you want the kills, cool, but you really don't have to worry about them. I'd be more focused on this guy that's safe for sure. But again, remember, there may be a guy with Ghost in Firehouse, so you want to get this fought as fast as possible. The slower we move, the more opportunity we give the enemies to shoot us in the back of the face. No! And again, going back, talking about just moving fast, we know where the enemy's at, but he doesn't know where we're at. And we need to use that to our advantage quickly. And the reason why I say move fast, not only from protecting us from other enemies, is because this guy's clearly moving and you want to go ahead and wrap up into a better position. Right now, if he was to peek this ledge, which we know right now, in hindsight, we already know this, but if he was to peek this, we're at a disadvantage because we're on the lower ground. So I would want to work my way as close to the enemy as humanly possible. That way we could utilize our close range build of the AR and get a nice, easy kill. Also, when you get shot at, the moment you know you're in a bad position, you need to dive back left. A lot of players have the habit to drop prone behind something. But again, you got caught up on something, but it still wouldn't have been a good play because you still would have been killed. So in this position here, you're getting shot by the enemy. You just need to dip to the left, go around the hill, start plating up, and then move back and watch the angle. That would have been the best play. He still had a better position. He still may have won the fight, but at least the fight would have lasted a little bit longer. But Fiery brother, good game, man. 12 kills. You got so dang close, man. Number 8. But I do like to see the kill count going up. And I do think with just small, minute little changes of just playing a little bit more aggressive, pushing targets that where you know they're at and they don't know where you're at a little bit faster, could really change the outcome of the game. Honestly, I really think that match, you could have dropped the 20 bomb should you have just played faster and taken fights on with a little bit more confidence, because these other guys you're playing against, you are better than them. You just got to assert your confidence. You just got to assert the fact that you know you're going to shit down their throat. Go in there and just take care of it, because again, a lot of these guys made way more mistakes than you did. So go ahead and utilize that to your advantage and capitalize on it and drop that 20 bomb, my dude. But I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel today, and of course, check out all the social medias in the description below. But until next time, you have a good one and good luck in Warzone. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, check out one of these two bangers right here. And as always, subscribe by clicking that button over there. Until next time, you have a good one and keep on improving.